Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Ian's Adventures with me, Ian Lawrence, here in the great outdoors. So what's it all about? What's Ian's Adventures actually about? It's about camping, it's about making things, it's about map work, it's about learning, it's about bushcraft, it's about doing all kinds of things. And I'm trying to motivate people to get out into the great outdoors, and I try to use different kinds of gear. Today, I'm using my bushcraft bag, and I've been trying to make a bowl from a bill. That's a bill, whatever you want to call it. I also make cookses, and I make spoons, and I make all kinds of things, but I also make shelters. I make shelters from nature with fire reflectors and all that kind of stuff, but I also use tents, and I use bashers, and I use bivvy bags, and I sleep in bonkers places. I swim across rivers. I'll show you how to cross rivers. I'll show you how to do map work and create route cards and all sorts of stuff. So go and have a look down all the other videos. We're nearly at 1,000 views. I don't know how many's on by the time you watch this, but a very, very big welcome. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in next videos. Enjoy the others. See you in a bit. Bye for now. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Ian's Adventures with me, Ian Lawrence, once again here in the great outdoors. Now, I thought you'd all been very, very well behaved with all the ghost hunting stuff that I've just put on. So I thought it'd be nice to get out. I've just finished work. That's the beauty of working till 2 o'clock. You start at 6, but you finish for 2, and that means I've been able to bring my friend Darren Allison out camping for a weekend, then leave them and come up here to a place called Black Rabbit Quarry. This is a very old quarry. We're going to go and look for some ancient animals locked in the rocks. Now it's going to be fishy stuff, because way back then, millions of years ago, this area was underwater. Now on my past videos when we've been in the potholes, I've quickly shown all the mollusks and stuff which have been petrified into the rock and turned to stone. And up here, you get more or less the same thing, because Edale, or should I, the Castleton Bowl, which goes around Castleton, which is formed by Mamtor, Loose Hill, and Win Hill, etc., etc., used to be a reef. And as the water receded and the Ice Age ended, that is what was left behind. So we're going to go up here now and have a look at all the rocks which are scattered around. I'm going to break them open the best I can with the chisels and the hammer that I've got, and we're going to see if we can find any fossils inside them. Okay, so I'm expecting like sea mollusks and crustaceans, etc., etc., which will have been. Now, we've been here before years ago with Dave Steers, and we found some. It was really interesting. So we're going to go up to the same place in the far end of the quarry, within some trees, and just settle ourselves down, look at the stone, and wonder, once we've hit it, what it would have been like in this area way millions and millions of years ago. I find this fascinating. So get yourself a cup of coffee, sandwich, whatever you want to do, and let's enjoy this adventure together. See you in a minute up there. Right, so rather than walking up that long path, I'm taking a rather dodgy variation up this steep embankment, which should take me straight out on the open area up there. Just holding on to roots and hoping I can keep a footing. If I can. This is fun. If any of these roots give way, I'm doomed. So you can see as we go over, it's a large quarry area. I don't know what it's like since we were last here. There you go. Black Rabbit Quarry. And we're going to be going in that direction, right up there. Off we go. Found some really interesting samples last time we were here, and I kept them for ages, but then I just misplaced them. So it'd be nice to get some more. I couldn't find any protective glasses, so I'm just using a pair of plastic sunglasses, because last time I went up, with a piece of rock stuck in my face. Interesting. So here we go. Cracking. Right, so this is the area where we're going to be working. Must admit, I've not done that much of this in the past, just once here before, but I've looked at some videos, as you do. And that is the hole I'm going to be having a wander about in later. There was a beautiful spider on here last time we came, a big black spider. I got some photos of it. So yeah, I'm going to be wandering, crawling around in there later. See, I'm not going to go too far in. I'm going to be careful because I ain't got a helmet on. But we will be coming back to this place at some point and doing a spooky investigation in there. Obviously it's an old pothole, old cave, so I'll be going right up inside as far as I can safely go and setting some gear out and see if we can pick up on anything strange. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to set myself down there. You can see, I'll just go down here for you. So I'm necking myself. Somebody's had a fire. It's not too bad. They have left a bit of a mess, but it's not that bad if I'm going to be honest. There's an old tyre there, but it could be a lot worse. And this is really out the way here in this corner. So, and like I said, I'm going to set myself up on this pile. And we're just going to start whacking rocks and see if we can find out inside them. Okay, chaps and chapesses. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what we've got. That's the rucksack I've brought. It's not an expensive one. It's just a Nevis 36 Highlander. I've got my water in there in my cup, and I've also got a little burner so I can make myself a cup of tea later. I got a sandwich. Another thing that I have to point out, I've got a first aid kit. Always take a first aid kit. That's going to be great. I've got a little bag there for collecting things. I'm hoping to go up to Burbage on the way home to collect a bit of wood from somewhere I like. And here we've got a big chisel, a little chisel. Alright. And then an hammer. So I've got an hammer and 2 chisels, and I've got my sunglasses. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to... I can see alright. Yeah, I'll be alright. I'm not trying to look cool, it's just so I don't end up smashing my retinas in. Because last time we were here, shards of this stuff were proper shooting off in our faces. It were really bad. In fact, we've got some bits stuck in his face which weren't wonderful. So yeah, I'll be using that and that, and we'll give it a shot, shall we? Let's go in. It's that one. You see how, I'll tell you which one I'm looking for. This a rock. Come on. So a bit a lot like that. You can see where it's shelving in. So what I'm going to do, I'll put my glasses back on. I don't want to go blind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me chisel and put that in there because it's only small. There kind of thing. Start giving it that. And I'll come back to you if anything shows its face after millions of years. These little beasties waiting to be seen. When that happens, it goes dark just there, and it always makes me think there's not something in there. So and I'll keep going till I find something of interest, and then I'll come back to you. Now I'm hoping you can see that slight purple coloration there. I think that's amethyst. And I saw this quartzy effect in here, and I knew there were going to be something in there, so that's like an amethysty sort of stuff. But if I could take it up here, I didn't know there was anything up here like this. You can see it's not a lot. See that purple sort of effect in the stone? I'm hoping you can, with light. That purple effect, that's amethyst I think. If not, I'll put my sense straight later. But I'm going to try and get that out if I can, because I'm not sure if that's quite well known to up here. But I know if you see this quartz, that you tend to find other minerals up here, so that's wonderful. That's one nice start. That's first rock that I've hit. So I'll bring you back if I manage to save some of that. From top there. Let me get my glasses back on. I'm being so careful with this because last time it was right bad. But with these glasses on, it really shows out. This is why I brought this little chisel. Try with bigger chisel. I can. I want to take this little area out just here, but it's going to prove difficult. Okay. Yeah, I've managed to save it. That's good enough for me because it shows you all this and it shows that little bit of amethyst, I think it is, which I'll keep rectifying as I go along. A little bit of purple there, and you can get this online cheap, but I found this myself, so it means that much more, if that makes sense. Right, so basically what I'm doing, you see all this is just crumbling away. This is this ancient rock, but it's crumbling away, and there's all these fault lines in here. So I figure by hitting the fault lines there's a chance I might find something trapped in there. It's a heavy duty one. Probably pitch it worse one I could have got. See what happens here. See, that's cracking across there. It finds the weakest place. I can cut that out and I'll open it up. When I open it, I'm looking back in time. I'm the first person that's seen inside here for millions of years. So who's to say what I could find? Just there, you might not be able to see it, but just there, that is a shell of a crustacean from millions of years ago. You see, so we've got all this here, twinkly twinkly. You see it? There's a chance I could find stuff in there. It just crumbles away. So when I open that up, I don't know what's going to be in there. There's these things called geodes, which are created by magma. When it flies into the air, it cools as it goes through the air. So the outside becomes solid and it causes a bubble inside. And sometimes chemicals, over time, minerals go down, they drift down into here. That's what this has happened. And then it crystallises. And geodes are amazing. You find a lot in America. I don't know that much about them, but I've watched some videos. But basically, this is not geodes, obviously. But as you can see, I found some purple stone, which I'll research. So I'm just cracking this apart in the hope that eventually I'll come across something which lived around here millions and millions of years ago, and we can make friends and say hello. Not sure it'll hear me like. That's what I do, is to keep working away at it. And you never know, do you? You never know. You see that? That would have been a crack through the rock and it's been filled up with minerals which have then crystallised. I find this fascinating. I'll about find a massive diamond and I won't even know what it is. That's my look. All this could all be diamonds for me. All of it. You don't even have to go far. Look at all this. I want colour. I want nice colourful stones. Look at this. I'm going to take some of this with me. And I'll have that as for prosperity. It won't be worth nothing. But I want to keep it because it's a memory, isn't it? All these crystals, awesome stuff. You need to get out and have a go at this. Don't all come here though. You get me in trouble. See? So that'll go on with me. That's great, and I'll wash it and scrub it and bring it up looking something like. Now, I hope these views are alright. That's not, because it's just dropped down again. Bear with me. There we go. Because I can't be videoing all day, otherwise it'll use all my video up. But this piece of sandstone, I can see it's got a weak point all the way through. If it's a sandstone I find personally, I don't know the technical side of it, but I tend to find most of my samples in the sandstone, in these cracks. You can see that opening. So again, millions of years since anybody... Sandstone basically is sand which is being crushed over an extended period of time. So we can crack that open now. We are the first ones to look inside. Wow! Look at this. Ain't that weird? That's awesome. Anybody knows what this is? Can you let me know? I find that awesome. That's obviously something that just seeped in. So I can then crack that again and keep doing that. And there's no reason why you couldn't make roof tiles if you were building a bushcraft shelter out of this. Did you see? Crack it again. There we go. Oh wow. Now that's pretty awesome. People out there be looking and thinking, what a loser. Whoa, this is awesome. This is a race stone. This is not like anything I've seen before. I want to know, please, can people tell me what this is? How cool is this? What kind of stone is it? It looks like sandstone, but it's not turning out to be sandstone. It's like some I don't know. There's muck in there, you know. This is so cool. This is so cool. Right, okay, I'm gonna be careful here. How can you be careful with a mallet? Wow, this stuff is awesome, and I have no clue what it is. You see that effect there? Only place I've ever seen that is when I've seen a stalagmite or a stalactite. Sorry, a stalactite. You know where the water's drip down onto it. It's that effect there. That's freaking me out. That is definitely going on with me. No doubt about that. See if I can work at this edge a bit more. Open that up. Two minutes so I can get it jammed in a bit. I could be finding something really rare and I'm just whacking it with. You can tell you've got broken that open, but never mind. I can take that lump home with me, you see. So I get to take that home. Isn't that weird how that works? Yeah? I love that. You see, it's like is it strata? The different layers. Hang on. See them different layers? As if sediment's built up over time. Is it salty? No. I have no idea, but I'm keeping that lump. Is it weird that I like rocks so much? I don't know. Again, that's another rock I like. I'm sorry I'm not pulling Tyrannosaurus out. You're not going to around it, it's all going to be sea stations, etc. And it's the same thing all the way through. So I don't know. What have I found? It's interesting. Okay, so we move on. Okay. Just right there is a lovely big quartz line straight through that. So I'm going to go into that. I'll come back to you. I just want to show you this. First of all, let's go and reiterate on that. I'm going to clean all that up when I get home. That's awesome. Just got some photos of that. Now this is surprising. That's happened over an extended period of time. You can see two colorations. I'm not sure if which way up it goes. I do. It goes that way, look. So you can see how that works. So that is the old stuff and that is the new, and that's showing a distinctive change in environmental factors for that to happen to that to happen. Not sure what it is. Don't know how old it is. I've also see there's a brown, it's a little brown line in there. Something occurred in the realms of time which caused the brown line to go through. Then you got this little line in between here. You can tell so much by history. It's a little bit like the rings on a tree. Wonderful. I'm not sure if I'm looking at stone which is too old, so it sort of predates any sort of living things in the sea, so to speak. I'm not sure, I don't know. I'm just winging it. So sandstone, I know old things, because you only have to walk down a sandstone path or look at the sandstone wall and you'll see these old shells and stuff like that showing out in the walls, and I'm not going to hit the wall. I refuse to hit any of that wall. It's not going to be hit today. Everything I pick on is going to be on the floor. So I can't find any sandstone. This seems to be like a granite. It's beautiful stone. It's very, very twinkly. But I'm going to see if I can find something else which I can hit, which may have. It sounds on it, doesn't it? I'm going to find something else I can hit, which might be holding some of these samples that I'm after. Right, won't mean much to nobody, but it tells me I'm on the right track, because just there, you see it, that's a shell. Alright, I'll get a photo if I can. But you can see other movements and such like in the rock. Oh, there's another one. That's a shell. It's just been worn because there's one there on the outside. Can you see it? It is a shell. So I'm on the right track. Is this the same kind of rock? It appears to be, and it's got lots of these weak points, so I can work on them. And I'm noticing that that area there is on that crack, which tells me that if I hit that, I might get some more of this. And it'd be nice if I got a nice big, oh, there's a beauty there. I didn't see that before. So, oh, there's a few showing up now. You see this? I've brought some water so I can scrub this up if I want. So there you go, there's another shell just there, a shell there, remnant of one there, an indentation of a shell there. So if I work on this, I reckon we should be able to pull some out of this rock. I think it's the same rock, and also it puts us in the same era. This is good, this is good. Okay, so I'm going to try and be a little, if I can. I'm not the most careful handed person. A little bit robust, let's say. But it tells me at some point this was the bottom of the sea. Under the sea. You can tell something what's happening when. So look at that. Bear with me. Trying to find positions where I can lock the rock in. Come over with it. It's going to fall straight off. I know it is. It's not exactly a controlled environment, is it? But I can sort. Oh, it's going to fall straight off. There. I'll go and find a place where I can put it, where we can work on it a little bit. Oh, that's a good place. Right there. That'll do me. That's wonderful. So there you go. Let's get you down here now. You see, you really do get a, as it happens, perspective with my videos. And I wanted people to do a bit of research if they can. Find out what we're playing with. Okay. Bated breath. And you'll see this as I do. Now let's see what we've got in here. Should be interesting. Maybe not, nothing, or maybe something. Part of the shell just there. So what you're seeing here is layer on layer of shells, and it's just, oh, that's a nice one. It's just a case of finding the right shell in the right condition for us to get ourselves a nice sample. If that makes sense. Okay, what we got? Okay. So that's another shell there, but they're nothing substantial. Ooh, hello. Hello. Right, okay. Can you see just here? See that there, that shape going around, and the area there where the little beastie would have gone in and out. Now if I play around with that, I might be able to ease something out of there, but I've got the careful touch of a rhinoceros, so fingers crossed everyone. Now I'm sure we'll find something else, but if you look, you can see it goes around from there all the way around there. You can see the shape, you can see the lip, the actual lip of the crustacean itself, and the little nibbly bit at one end that you get. But the rest of it sadly goes into the rock, so there's not a great deal I can do about that. It comes all the way around here, round to there. So yeah, we've found something. You know, with the jellyfish, the jelly bit on the outside of a snail, you can actually see it there. How fascinating is that? You know, so you've got this opening here, then you've got that soft area on the inside, you know, like a whelk, I think it is, or whatever it's called. And this is the shell itself, so fascinating. Maybe move on. Right, so it's that time. I'm going to go and have a wander around in here. I'll take you with me. And I've got, don't do this because I've not got an helmet on, but I thought it might be fascinating for people to see inside here. So I'll leave my bag near entrance. We're just going to go so far in, I don't want to smash my brains in. So come with me, come here, come here. I'll leave this, oh no, we'll take that place, that's fine. I need to get this right down so I can use it like this. Okay, so I'm on my two knees, which I know are going to get smashed in. Didn't realise I know I was going to do this before I came. I'm going to get mucky. I can tell you that now because there's mud on the floor. They just fastened me zip. I can't afford to lose out in here because, just bear with me, make sure my zips are all, why am I, oh yeah, I need that. Right, so I can sure I've got everything. So at some point I'll be coming back in here and doing a spooky hunt. Oh yeah. So I'm guessing that at some point this would have been where water would have come down through the valley, possibly during the Ice Age. And I'm not going to get any further at the moment because of this track. Alright. But next time I come I'll bring my knee pads and we'll make his way into there because I know that people have been mining in here. And this is a fascinating place. Don't do this on your own, by the way. It's not a good idea at all. I'm going to stretch your imagination. What's that? Yes, there is. Not sure what that is. Just found that, not sure what it is. But I'll take it out with me. It's got like steel in it, so it's got like iron ore. I'll leave it. It's got like iron ore in it. But when we came last time, there were lots of spiders in here, which don't bother me one bit. So yeah, I know this is Blue John country, so maybe they're looking for Blue John. Not sure. But there's a lot of iron. Oh, you've got one. We got the spider. Let's just stick you forward and just show you one of the winces. Can you see him? Get that. You can see Mr. Spider. Can you see him? There you can. Oh, another one there. Look. These little arachnids are very cute. Very nice spiders. But they can get quite big in summer. Oh, we've got some roots coming through. Yeah, so, and I get me boots on, sorry, my knee pads on for the next time I come through. Let me just get you around there. You can see the entrance. So not that far in, about 20 foot in. Then we're going to make our way back out. And then next time I come, we'll go further in. Because it's a great place to do a spooky documentary. Because there's there's no way you can get EVPs from terrestrial interference because you're underground. So the radio waves can't get through to you. So you're not going to get any strange bites of information coming through by accident. So it's a better way to document anything. And it's known that, well, urban legend is that these local tunnels and passageways are haunted by children who used to frequent them to find the Blue John many years ago. Oh, turn this torch off. That's it. So, I know, let's take a walk around. We'll go, it's a beautiful place this. It's a beautiful moody day. Got a bit of a storm coming over a bit, look at it. But it puts a lovely coloration, a lovely frequency in the air. So we found some bits, we're going to take a walk around now. It'd be nice to find some sandstone because I find that that's where I found most of my fossils in past, crustaceans from many, many years ago, because obviously sandstone would have been, you know, the sand speaks for itself, and that's where many of the crustaceans will have sort of lived all them years ago. So I just want to point out again, I pointed it out in there, but it's better to see out here. You see this browning at this rock? This is the iron in the rock. So in there would be iron ore, and that's what causes the magnetism in this stuff, is what causes your your compass to spin, because it's magnetically charged. And if you go to certain areas with certain rocks, it will, up on the hills, it will cause your magnet to spin or give you a variation of a bearing because it's pulling your needle. So there it is, close up. I'm wandering around looking for maybe finding stuff on rocks that are already sort of freely available. There could be some of these crustaceans, these fishy friends from days gone by on rocks, which I can just see as I walk past. But if I do find any, I won't take them because I need to leave them. I'd like to leave them for other people to see, for children to learn from. The only ones I'm taking are the ones I break out of stones which are out of the way. That way I found them, so to speak. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that one because I don't want people, I'd hate to think people are going to watch this and come up and just start taking everything off the surface, because that genuinely is a good way, because kids come to places like this and go adventuring, and if they find something like that, they could like go take the father to it or the mum and say, you know, what is this, what is that, blah blah blah, and then they can explain to them and they've asked questions at school, etc. Or maybe it'll make relevance to what kids are learning at school. Well, it's slightly all exposed for me, this, because the sun's in sort of right hand side of my eye, but I'm seeing just here sparkly green. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to try and get that out if I can and bring it with me. No idea what that is. It was inside the rock. You can see where the other bit was there, kind of thing, somewhere. But it's got green there, but it's, I'm hoping you can see it. It's green just there and green just there, and it's all sparkly. Not sure what significance it has, but I'm going to try and break that area away and look for some more just here. So there you go again, it's got this green. I don't know, I know there's iron in this rock around here, so that could possibly be, or copper. Is that where the copper's gone green? It's twinkling, I'm not sure. There's a bit more there, it's more there, I don't know. I'll try and isolate it and then we can have a closer look at it. But it might just be, you know, the way that the iron in the rock or the copper in the rock is oxidised, I think, not sure. Right, so I'm officially finding green there, green there, and it seems to be semi-transparent. It can't be gems, it can't be. And then, where's the wet bit? There, that's blue. Can there be gems up here? I know we've got blue John, but surely there can't be. Nah, I'm being daft. I'm taking that home. See, you can see the green in there and the blue there. So I'm getting all these colours. That one there, that is blatant. You see it? I'm actually going to grind that back at some point and bring that out. I've no idea what that is. This is it. Get some photos. I just found I've got a lump of the green stuff there, so this is able to bore you senseless, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to grind it when I get home, and I'm going to grind that and round it off. See if it turns into a... I don't know what's supposed to be up here, so if anybody out there can tell me, top marks. So yeah, I'll probably look at it now, making myself look a real idiot, but you know what, unless you ask, you don't know, do you? I know we get minerals in rock, but I've got a purpley blue line going through here, and I've got the other one down there, down the hill. This green stuff, I'm leaning towards it being oxidised copper, if I'm going to be honest. There's going to be minerals in this rock, there's no getting away from that. But again, a big piece of blue in there. The thing that's getting me is this is where we find blue John. Now, is that what I'm looking at, or is it some other kind of chemical reaction in the cracks of the rock, which I suppose blue John is? And that's all I'm doing, I'm just cracking it apart, slowly, bit by bit, and it's giving up these bits and bobs, if you get me. Don't do it. I know for a quite sure this is not gemstones, alright? I'm not going to fool myself. Now look at that big piece of purple there. This is where we find Blue John. Is that Blue John? I don't know. I've no idea. But I'll tell you this much. Oh, there, can you see them two turtles? Yeah, they're sea snails. See them? They're sea worms, whatever you want to call them. And they're old. They're old worms, they are. I've got loads of them in here. But what this is, I don't know. I'm going to break it down, see if I can get some of that out. See how we go. I think it's safe to say I found something of interest. There's definitely purple crystallised something in there. And look at this down here. Look. I don't know what it helped. I don't know what it is. I'm going to get some of these samples and bring them home with me. See how purple it is. I'll get some photos as well. Right, time for a nice cup of tea. Proverbial British military mug and my Stanley flask. Excellent little couple they are. Right, I always bring me, well, if I come out and about, I always take my fire steel and my little bushcraft knife. Just crack some of that back. Get some dust. Hexamine burner, British Army. Awesome bit of kit. When I take my bushcraft gear, I also take my, I'll call it, other little stove with me as well. Oh, alright, you get it together, mate. Diddly-dee-dee. Yeah, we're burning. It's that simple, isn't it? It is simple, like me. And that's going to burn wonderfully. And all I'm going to do then is put these back so we don't lose them. So easy, isn't it, just to lose things. Then we're going to pop this little top. I like these, when I've used to have these. Put this little top back on here. So we've been out all day, we've caused no damage, have we? We've had some fun learning things. So we're having herbal tea today. I think it's chamomile and apple, I think. I ain't even brought top for that. I've got 2 XT blocks here, so it's got plenty of time. And when it starts getting warm, I'll just drop one of my tea bags in, it says. Get these little bags online, they're awesome. Because you can stick your tea in them and just take enough just for your day out. Pop that back in there. So we started out looking for dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rex, or well, in this case obviously to be under the sea, it would be looking for Tyrannosaurus fish or something like that. Always make sure you take your rubbish away with you. Oh, this is what I brought for my dinner. Falafel and hummus, tortilla wrap. That'll do me for time I'm here. I've got some photos. I'm thinking of what these coloured minerals or coloured crystals, whatever it is, are in this these rocks. I've no idea. I'm going to have to look into it. I did think of the word and then it dropped out of my head again. But whatever it is, it's interesting, and the chances of finding anything like, you know, prehistoric is pretty slim. But last time I was here with my mates, I mean, I'm looking around now at bits of rock and you can see indentations and things, and every time you crack a rock, it's like opening an egg. It's like opening a time capsule, and you never know what you're going to find inside. I mean, this rock here, we're out of way, so I don't have to worry about this one. So this rock, I should crack it up. I never know what's in there, and that hasn't seen light of day for millions and millions of years, and there's lots of worms in it, and my psychology says there's always something to eat something, and if I find a place like this where there's worms in rock, there was something bigger than a worm that'd eat a worm, so it works for me. Some flint in there, that comes in handy obviously in bushcraft for making flint knapping, etc. There's lots and lots of crystallised rock. rock around here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, a little slug. Off you go. I do apologise. I hope you don't wet you up. So every time you crack a bit of rock, you don't know what you're going to find inside. And a lot of people say, oh, you're stupid, you know, you're not going to find any dinosaur fossils. I mean, it's sort of that green stuff there, and I still think it's oxidised copper. You know, like when your pipes at home go green because they're not being cleaned regular, and it does scrape off. So I'm thinking, yes, there's no way, that's obviously not anything particularly important. But it's the blue stuff I'm interested in. That lovely blue. Look, loads of that green in here, but it's right down inside the rock, that's the only thing that's getting me about it. It seems softer than the rock, but it's right inside the rock. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, how did it get there? So if you know, instead of shooting the pointing sticks at me, get into comments. People go and research this stuff. It's fascinating. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about getting out and learning things. And I love it when I don't know everything. That's why I like the paranormal stuff. Because I don't know everything and I don't know what it is. And if I don't know it, it fascinates me. I get drawn into it and I find it hard. I'm obsessed. I'm like a man possessed. I'm getting out of weight everything. Just whacking everything with a hammer. Just thinking, oh, I wonder if I could find like some bizarre... You know, if I found diamonds and gold, I wouldn't even know. I'd be clueless. Oh, there's some blue stuff in there. Is it blue or is it black? It's black, that one. But there you go. That's what you got to do. You can take your kids out and do this. But just when you're doing it, make sure it's like, it's not obvious what you're doing. Just having a little enclosure here, away from things. So, and you know, people aren't going to come back and see all these broken rocks all over the place. I can just chuck them down that hole. So it's all out of the way, so it looks nice when people come by. But yeah, cup of tea. I've got all my rocks. Before we go home, we're going to line it all up, put it all out, so we can have a look at what we've achieved. Alright, and then go on from there. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea and my Falafellonumus wrap now, so see you in a minute. Right, let's have a quick look at what we found. I think, I mean, is it possible that it could be amethyst? You know, just traces which are formed in the rock. Do you get me? Down the cracks, etc. Is that possible? Maybe not, I don't know. But it's definitely purple. I'm definitely seeing purple. And they've got these others which are, it looks to me like these are the remnants of crystallization between slabs of rock. You can definitely see it there. It looks like a seafront. It's where the water's run through. So you can imagine water running or liquid running through that one. And then you've got this one here, which is a little bit odd. It's like, I don't know, loads of crystals growing in different directions, which is interesting. Not sure what that would be. But they're the things that I've found. Oh yeah, of course, I found our little shell of Snotty the snail. Yes, of course, I've named him. This is Snotty the snail. You can see the shape of the shell there. Yeah, you see him? So, Snotty the snail. Well, they've lived millions and millions of years ago. So there we go. So we're going to go up to Burbage now and I'm going to get some piece of deadwood which has fallen off a tree because I want to make something from it, and it's a very special place to me, is Burbage. So that's what we're going up there for. And I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea and me sandwiches, not me sandwiches, me tortilla wraps, and then we'll head off. All right, chaps. Right, okay, we're in at Burbage. I'm going to be walking up to some particular trees to find some deadwood up there. I'm not going to take out off a tree. I ain't even got a knife. I was going to find a bit of dead stuff on the ground so that I can make something from it, because this place means a lot to me. This is where I first ever came camping in Derbyshire. And it was just over there. And the first time we came, I came with Sean Harrison and Stephen Graham. We forgot his pegs. But not to worry, we managed. Anyway, I've had somebody have a look at my samples I collected. Now, I didn't think it would have been, but apparently it is. It's Blue John. Now, it looked more purple to me, but then when I looked at some of the samples of Blue John online, they do look purple. Now, apparently the deeper it is, the darker it is. it says that they're only traces which are going through veins in the rock, but it says they would have been come from close to where a real major blue john what is it, core would have been underground, whatever it's called. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I only got snailasaurus, yeah, but it would have been nice to get more samples of the crustaceans from millennia ago, but we didn't get any. We only got the snail, but not to worry, it was wonderful, and we got the other stuff and all, those crystallisations. So now we're going to head up and do this. We're going to try and I'll give you some views of Burbage area, Colwalk Hill, etc, etc. Okay guys? Right, we're at the base of this little woodland, so we're going to head up off the main track now, start looking around. I'm always aware of sick sheep, because if a sheep has a fall off the rocks, I'm aware of it. I've known it happen before, and obviously they can't let anybody know other than to bar, and it's only so long they can bar, so the poor little devils. If you ever find that, go to a farm and report it. So yeah, we're going to head up into this little woodland. It's a very, very old woodland, and it's been battered by the weather for many, many years, and in winter it looks like some art horror movie. It's very interesting, very old trees, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so if you've watched the videos on my channel, you remember one where I slept under a slab, well, a rock. Here we are, here it is. This is where I slept. And it's still as lovely now as it was then. Cooking. I came round here to talk on my phone because I couldn't get a signal. How wonderful! Now we're going to the wood where I used to go and get the dead sticks for my fire. Down there is where my chimney was. It's nice to go back to places where you've camped before in passing. So here we are, this is where we need to be finding a bit of broken stick or branch on the ground, so I can make something from it. Now the thing with these is a lot of these branches look dead, but as you can see, even though that's broken away from the tree and looks like it's rotting, the main bough is. But look at the other end, it's in full bloom. So it shows you, just because the tree looks dead, especially in winter, don't mean that it is. So I had to be very careful when I were here not to pull anything off a live tree. Now I need to find a piece of branch which is not long since fallen off, which could be difficult. Camping up here is a bit of a nightmare. That one is dead, that's a dead tree. Camping up here is a bit of a nightmare in summer because the midges and the bugs are really, really bad at this end. So you'd have to be proper protected against that. All really bendy old trees these, but they keep coming back to life, and they're very, very old trees. So in a way, that's why I want a piece of one of these, but obviously not a living one. That piece is dead, but it's also rotten all the way through. This could be a challenge, couldn't it? Look how bendy and gnarly that is. Awesome. It really is an eerie place when that wind's blowing up the valley from the bottom in winter and there's no foliage on these trees. There's all these tumble down stones from the rock face. You really get a sense of the history of the place. Right guys, let's go and have a look around. Okay, there's a piece here which is gnarly and old and bent and dead, but it's quite a large piece. If I can break it, because I didn't bring a saw or anything, I was just going to pick a piece up. If I can break it, then we're all good. That'll be my piece and I can prepare it when I get home, but as you can see, it It leaves a lot to be desired, but in a way that's what I'm after. Alright? Okay, so I've broke all that off by simply jamming it in there and pulling it as you do when you haven't got a saw or an axe or anything. So I'm going to take this lump, it's not too heavy, and I'm going to keep cutting it till I get a piece which is more or less suitable when I get home, and then find some way of stabilising it if I can. And I think an horrible looking spider just ran out of it. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, there it is. That's interesting. Where are you? Come on, get off. Oh, it's gone back in again. Come on, off. God, that's really weird legs and a long body. Like some art horror movie. Oh, it's there. It's gone back in again. I've got to carry that home. Come out, you little devil. Literally, devil. Out. I'm going to get that horrible looking spider out of there. I don't want that running up my sleeve. Oh, it's gone now. Great. So I'm going to take that spider home and then prepare it up. So this is where it came from. What an awesome place to think that this, whatever it is I build, which you'll find out later, came from such a gnarled, old, weather-ridden, aged place. I love the idea of it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know at this point if it's, I don't know if you can hear me actually, the wind. I don't know if it's been a long video, a short video, what it's been, but I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed it and I hope you have. So I'm going to take my stick and my spider and I'm going back to my car and I'm going to get home, bang this video together and get back to running things. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and obviously I'll invite you along on the next adventure. See you in a bit, guys.